It is the final day for candidates to campaign ahead of the New Hampshire primaries. Good evening. I'm Paul Folger.
And I'm Leah McLean. Thanks for joining us tonight. The race has taken a turn now, with Ron DeSantis dropping out and new endorsements coming in.
Can you hear that sound? That's the sound of a two-person race.
And now the pressure is mounting for Nikki Haley. Her performance tomorrow will likely determine the future of her campaign. This could set the stage for a rematch with Donald Trump and President Joe Biden.
And, you know, on the other side of the aisle, Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips is trying to woo voters away from President Joe Biden. Biden is not officially on the primary ticket there. He is a write-in candidate in New Hampshire.
Our chief political reporter, Tom Hauser, is in New Hampshire tonight, right now. Tom, you spent some time with Phillips today.
I did, and Dean Phillips says he knows many of his fellow Democrats are harshly critical of him, many of them even wondering out loud why he would give up a safe seat in Congress to pursue what they view as a folly of a candidacy for president. Phillips told me he's convinced President Biden cannot win re-election, and someone needs to say that out loud, or Democrats are going to lose to Donald Trump.
What has changed in 10 weeks is miraculous. You know, going from a few people at events to now 150, sometimes 200 people, energized young people. For all the Democrats watching, finally we have some options here to energize young people to participate. So I'm actually joyful in the fact that we're practicing democracy. I think we're going to surprise tomorrow night, Tom.
Do you have a metric by which you will gauge your success here in New Hampshire?
Yeah, if we were in the 20s, I think that would be a historic achievement. No name recognition, zero in the polls, working hard here, pounding the pavement. If we're in the 20s, that would be great. But I think the number people should really be paying attention to is Joe Biden. He is an unelectable Democrat, historically low approval numbers right now, losing in every battleground state. Those are polls. This is the first time American voters will be opining on the president.
I know Ken Martin, the party chair, not happy that you're running. Many of the other rank-and-file Democrats. Have you pretty much given up on a future and elective office in the state of Minnesota?
Oh, yeah, I have no intention, no aspiration, and I will never run for governor of Minnesota. I will never run for Senate. I've already told everybody I'm not running for re-election to Congress. I torpedoed my career with intention because I don't want to see my entire country torpedoed. And look, at time when you go to Washington, they say if you want a friend, get a dog. I got two of them. Whether it is the people you just mentioned, Senator Tina Smith, Ken Martin, Governor Walz, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, people who I've had friendships with for a long time, what they're doing actually is very helpful because they're demonstrating what is so disgustingly wrong with politics. And it's actually helping boost my numbers with independents, and I would actually invite them to keep doing it.
Some very strong words from Congressman Dean Phillips. He campaigned from Manchester to Nashua today, speaking his mind just like that. And again, some tracking polls have him at or above 30%. In fact, he even compared today what the Democratic Party is doing to him to what some people did at the state capitol back on January 6th when they tried to stop the counting of ballots. He compared that to what Democrats are trying to do, trying to keep him off the ballot. We'll hear more about that coming up tonight on 5 Eyewitness News at 6. In the meantime, live in Manchester, New Hampshire, Tom Hauser for 5 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tom, thank you.